Good evening, Belize. It's Thursday and you're watching News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. Here's what's making headlines tonight. A deadly crash on the George Price Highway sparks a major decision from the Transport Department. Assembled wooden houses can no longer be hauled across the country. In Bullet Tree, a family is demanding justice after a hit-and-run claims the life of a security guard. Former Police Commissioner Chester Williams speaks out about being passed over for the CEO post at the Ministry of Home Affairs. Plus, police are on the hunt for two armed robbers who made off with $9,000 from an office near the Fort George Hotel. And later, in Belize on Reel, we take you inside Wesley Methodist Church to uncover the rich history of Methodism in Belize. These stories and more coming up after the break. Stay with us. News 5 starts now.
When Shell V-Power flows through your engine, confidence flows through you. Choose the fuel that 100% cleans critical engine parts and keeps your engine performing like new.
This Christmas, live easy with DigiWallet. We're giving away over $100,000 in prizes and giveaways with over 200 winners across Belize. And getting entries is easy. Every $10 plus DigiWallet usage equals one entry. Top up, send and receive money, buy Bolito, shop and pay, and more. Earn even more entries when you buy a device from Digi or Cellular World. Sign up for a Digi One bundle. Make the switch to Digi and more. Live easy with DigiWallet this Christmas.
Good evening and welcome back. We begin tonight with a tragic crash on the George Price Highway that has claimed the life of an 8-mile resident. 38-year-old Dean Perez was driving toward Belize City when his SUV slammed into a wooden house being transported near mile 18. Police say the house was on a trailer attached to a Dodge Ram driven by Zinedine Hernandez, who told investigators he saw the SUV coming fast, high beams on, in the opposite lane moments before the collision. Sadly, Perez didn't survive. This is the second fatal accident like this in just 3 weeks. The last one killed Pastor Julian Ball on the Southern Highway. Now, these tragedies have pushed the Ministry of Transport to ban the transport of assembled wooden houses altogether. That's after months of restricting them to nighttime only. We spoke with Transport CEO Chester Williams about the new decision.
We have seen that this policy or this change is still creating some difficulty, as we have now witnessed 2 fatal traffic accidents between these hours, and we believe that we had to look at the policy more in depth and made further adjustment to the policy this morning. And so now those persons who have permit for the haulage of oversized loads have been notified in writing as an addendum to their current permit that while they do have the permission to transport these oversized loads on the highway at night time, that the oversized load, and in particular houses, must be disassembled, which means that it must be in parts. That way, it will not be extending too far out from the vehicle and create more hazard to those other motorists. In addition to this, it is also directed that while they do the escort or the transportation of these houses at night time, that they must do so with transport or police officers in vehicles with the revolving lights.
Tonight, there's heartbreak and outrage in Bullet Tree. A family is demanding justice after a deadly hit-and-run claimed the life of 31-year-old Mark Magana Ball. It happened just after 1 this morning on Bullet Tree Road. Ball, a father of 3, was walking home from work when an SUV slammed into him. The driver, identified as Julio Valdez, never stopped to help. 2 travelers later found Ball still alive and tried to save him, but sadly he didn't make it. Friends and family say Ball was a hardworking man who always provided for his loved ones. His mother, Martha Magana Ball, shared with us the gut-wrenching moment she got the call no parent ever wants to receive.
I asked him and I said, "Can you please tell me if it is serious or what's happening?" He said, "Yes, Mommy, it is very serious." I said, "Please tell me more." He said, "I can't." I said, "But we'll go look for your husband right now." He said, "Because we're at the San Ignacio Hospital." And my husband got there. He was already in the palm of the mobile, ready to take him up to Bamapan. But accordingly, there was no space, so they took him to Belize City, and there's where his body is laying now in the morgue. My son was a hard-working person, Mom. Anywhere he can get a job, he would never refuse. When he had his kids, he got even more serious, because then he had a responsibility now, and he was always outgoing. He would never refuse when they would call him to do a job. What I understood that they called him to do an extra little hours of job, so he didn't refuse. So I guess that after that hour of work, that job, he was going home to Bullet Tree because he lived in Bullet Tree village. I need justice, Mom. That's all my plea. I need justice because 16 years ago, I lost my son in an accident. And I didn't get nothing for that loss of life. And now another one, the same way. Mom, I really need justice. We need to get serious with these reckless drivers.
Last week, Prime Minister John Bersenio informed reporters that Cabinet is revisiting proposed motorcycle legislation that seeks to implement a mandatory driving course. Today, we asked CEO Chester Williams about the Prime Minister's remarks. His response is that the Prime Minister is not walking back the proposed policy, but rather looking at ways that it can be amended to quell public concerns.
I have seen many interpretations of what the Honorable Prime Minister have said, and I believe that people need to listen more keenly in order to get the proper interpretation. Some are suggesting that the Prime Minister is walking back on the decision. That is not true. Certainly, yes, Cabinet is looking at the amendments to the laws more carefully to see in what way, if any, we can make further changes. And as I had said in an interview I gave, I think last week, I had said that one of the changes that we are looking at is that persons who have been licensed drivers for 2 years or more without any infraction, they will be exempted from the training. Those persons with 2 years or less driving with license who have infractions, they will be required to undergo the training, as well as new applicants. So we believe that once that is done, it is going to a great extent.
Earlier this week, the Ministry of National Defense and Border Security named Captain Gregory Soberanis as acting commandant of the Belize Coast Guard. Soberanis steps into the role following Rear Admiral Elton Bennett's appointment as Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Home Affairs and Enterprise. Prime Minister John Bersenio says that while the official announcement hasn't been made yet, he expects Soberanis to be appointed commandant come January.
He has always been second in command, and acting commandant Soberanis has been a great officer, and there's absolutely no reason why we should not undo that. So I think it was just a natural transition, and that he can continue the work that was already started. And we believe that he is going to be successful as commandant of the Coast Guard.
Well, he is acting for now. Do we anticipate that he will step into the role fully?
That is the plan. We hope to do it early next year, but right now, since we had to appoint a new CEO, Admiral Bennett, that has been appointed now as the CEO, he has to take over his job immediately. So there's some transition, some steps that needs to be taken, and I believe that that's going to be done early next year.
Prime Minister John Bersenio has named Captain Gregory Soberanis as the next pick for Commandant of the Belize Coast Guard. The official announcement is to come in January 2025. However, Soberanis readily stepped into the role of acting commandant following Rear Admiral Elton Bennett's transition to Chief Executive Officer of the Ministry of Home Affairs and Enterprise. We caught up with Captain Soberanis today to hear his thoughts on settling into the new role.
I'm truly humbled. It is an honor for me to take up this role. The Coast Guard has a strategic development plan, a career development plan really, that prepares officers for different levels of command. And I am humbled and grateful, appreciative really, that I have been given the opportunity to train and prepare for this position, for this moment, and for this time.
And how many years have you been serving in the Belize Coast Guard?
I've been in the Belize Coast Guard since 2007. The Coast Guard has prepared me. The Coast Guard has given me the exposure and the experience for me to now take up, or at least at this moment, having the opportunity to be acting commandant of one of the of a prestigious organization that serves the maritime interests as relates to security and defense of this nation. The beautiful thing about the Coast Guard is that we have a 2020 to 2030 strategic plan. We are on track with that plan. We continue to execute that plan. Currently we're midway of that strategic plan, and we're doing a strategic review at the moment. So it's just a matter of continuing to execute that strategic plan that we developed and devised in 2020.
Chester Williams, the CEO in the Ministry of Transport, was once considered a strong contender for a top post in the Ministry of Home Affairs. But as we now know, Prime Minister John Bersenio handed that position to Rear Admiral Elton Bennett. Some say Williams was the better fit, given his years of experience in policing. So how does he feel about being passed over? We asked him today.
Our Prime Minister is a Prime Minister, and there's a reason why the Constitution, Section 107, give the Prime Minister the authority or the powers to appoint CEOs, ambassadors, certain heads of departments like the police, the Coast Guard, and the military, as well as Comptroller Customs and so forth. It is within the prerogative of the Prime Minister to appoint whoever he believes is fit to carry out whatever task. I am already a CEO in a ministry, and I can say to you, I feel extremely comfortable working here with Dr. Zabani. There's a lot that we have done. There's a lot more that we want to do. I have a very dynamic staff who are willing to work. They're committed. They're dedicated. Certainly, if I were to be pulled out of the ministry, the staff would be disappointed. Some of what we're working on would be slowed down. I am extremely happy that I was able to stay where I am. And I do believe that Admiral Bennett will do his utmost best to fulfill the mandate that is expected of him at the Ministry of Home Affairs.
Coming up, armed robbery hits office at Fort George Hotel. More when we return.
Coming into effect. One will change the way police apprehend suspects in the course of criminal investigations. Once a person is suspected of or charged with committing any indictable offense, law enforcement personnel will have the authority to collect a DNA sample from that person so that prosecutors and defense lawyers can rely on forensic DNA evidence when the case goes to court. If the suspect does not cooperate with the police, the new law enables police to apply for a court order to collect the DNA sample once the police has sufficient cause to suspect the person as being the perpetrator of the crime. The DNA Act will be a major step forward for Belize's criminal justice system while advancing the use of forensic science in Belize. Samples integrate into a national DNA database which may be managed by administrators at the forensic laboratory and may be utilized to help solve cold cases or identify repeat offenders. Find out more at nationalassembly.gov.bz or email your questions to info@forensics.gov.bz.
In Toyota, we think that when you trust the timing of your life, life becomes easy to drive. Easy to connect. Easy to start. Easy to make friends. Easy to enjoy. Because if you can trust in a car that's easy to drive, shine, and fit, life is also easy to live, trust, and enjoy. Easy to drive is to live life with the confidence that only Toyota can provide you. New Toyota Rays. Easy to drive, easy to live.
It's Christmas time at Brothers Habet and Habet, and we have some great gifts for you, like our signature 15% off all Berger, Penta, and domestic paints, and 30 to 40% off selected and discontinued colors, 15% off all power tools, 20 to 30% off select tiles, 20 to 65% off light fixtures, and 40% off sunlight windows and mirrors. Also, GST free days on December 6th and 20th. Plus, for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win a $500 gift certificate in our 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all of us at Brothers Habet and Habet.
This Christmas, get ready to unwrap the gift of happiness with Cellular World. This cover phone starting as low as $99. Gift amazing tablets for big and small for just $99. And bring home smart TVs for unforgettable family entertainment starting at $379. Plus, enjoy incredible deals on JBL speakers, smart appliances, and all the technology that fills your home with joy this season. And there's more. Every Tuesday, we unwrap a new surprise for you to find the perfect present at the best price. Visit us at any of our locations in Belize City, Belmopan, Orange Walk, San Pedro, or shop through our virtual store on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp at 615-5141. Unwrap the gift of happiness at Cellular World.
This Christmas is extra special for us at BB Insurance because it's our first. You welcomed us into your lives, and we couldn't be more grateful. Your trust means everything. From all of us at BB Insurance, thank you for being a part of our journey. Here's to many more holidays together. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
They're not just Christmas season, the $1 million season. Because sometimes the biggest blessing come in the shape of a lottery ticket. This Christmas, the best gift could just be a ticket for $1 million. The $1 million jackpot draws December 20th. Buy your ticket now at any certified Bolida seller on the For We Bolida app or at forwebolida.bz. Go buy your ticket today for a chance to make your Christmas season extra special.
Police are investigating a robbery that occurred at the Fort George Hotel where thieves reportedly made off with $9,000. Fort George Hotel and Spa has issued a statement clarifying that the incident did not involve guests or hotel operations. The business clarified the incident that happened at a separate office nearby, not on the Fort George Hotel and Spa premises or within any guest areas. According to police, at around 6:30 p.m., two male persons armed with firearms entered the office and demanded money. The culprits tied up a 33-year-old accounts payable clerk and made off with cash, cellular phones, and other personal effects. The suspects are yet to be identified. Security is tightening at the Corzal Free Zone as concerns grow over cartel activity and drug trade. Today, Minister of Border Defense Florencio Marin Jr. told us Belize is teaming up with Mexico to tackle these threats head-on. The government has already pumped $8 million into Operation Northern Fortress, a major push to give security forces the tools they need to protect the northern border. And with the free zone opening to Belizeans this Tuesday, Marin shared what's being done to make sure your shopping trip is safe.
There's increased economic activity on our Belizean side, on the Mexican side, and we always have to keep our security apparatus up to speed. So, I know that there's always the negative connotations there, but it's not necessarily out of reaction to that. It's that we just got to stay ahead. I wish we could get some more investment up there to improve the security apparatus up there.
What does it look like right now in terms of that that security that you guys are increasing there?
Well, if you notice, last week there was a donation of the accommodations for the soldiers, the ATV for the police, so that our presence can be more felt, that we can react more quickly if should anything arise.
And we know that on Tuesday it will be open to Belizeans. Can we anticipate that everything will be going smoothly there in terms of ensuring safety on both ends?
Yes, we have been assured that all the different departments, because it's not just security, remember we have the customs, you have the immigration, you have the free zone authorities, everyone is working together to be able to have a smooth operation on a day for Belizeans to go and to be able to shop in the free zone.
The Progressive Sugarcane Producers Association acknowledges Dr. Osman Martinez, the junior minister responsible for the sugar industry, praising improved dialogue and efforts to bring all stakeholders to the table. But while welcoming a newly approved 10-year incentive package for the Belize sugar industries, farmers say the benefits must not stop at the mill. They are now calling for tax breaks and concessions on key inputs like fuel, tractor parts, and equipment, arguing that real relief for the industry must include the producers who keep it alive. Association leaders laid out their expectations following talks with the minister.
I think Minister Martinez has managed to bring the four associations together and the mill as well. And I think you know about the exemption that had just been approved for the next 10 years. I think that's good, and that is very good for the industry. But then again, what are the farmers getting? Are we being exempted from, lubricants, as an example, tractor parts, truck parts? So these are things that we need to work together as associations. And we mentioned it to the minister yesterday, and we're trying to see how best we can assist our members in these challenging times. Since COVID, prices for agro inputs have triplicated in some cases. And if before COVID, with $50 pay on the ton of cane delivered then, you were just breaking even. Right now, you're under loss. So I don't know, honestly, I don't know how farmers still do it.
After the break, Wesley Church, a 1951 landmark full of secrets and stories. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
It's that time again. GST-free weekends are back on December 6th, 7th, 20th, and 21st. Just in time for big savings for Christmas. On these weekends, most local retail goods will be GST-free at checkout. That includes frequently bought standard-rated goods such as furniture, appliances, electronics, clothing and footwear, Christmas decorations, curtains, rugs, Marley, toys, and grocery items like seasonings, mixed essences, mixed fruits, and soft drinks. Everything you need to make your December more affordable. And good news for the holiday cooks. Picnic shoulder ham, smoked ham leg, and imported turkey are 0 rated all December long. And before you leave the store, always take a quick look at your receipt. You should see the GST removed or discounted automatically. So that means more savings and more room in your Christmas budget. So Belize, let's shop smart this Christmas season. December 6th, 7th, 20th, and 21st.
This weekend is going to be massive. Shop at any of our Benny's entity this Saturday and Sunday for our massive weekends. 19% off plus no GST equals huge savings. Enjoy as much as 50% off on select items, leaving you with even more cash in your pocket. With falling prices and massive deals going on right now, you save even more. And don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. Don't have the app yet? You can easily download via Google Play or App Store and sign up to start earning your B-Bucks. So visit a Benny's store or Benny's entity near you on Saturday, December 6th and 20th from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sunday, December 7th and 21st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Huge savings, no GST. It's the massive weekends only at Benny's.
Benny's, oh, Benny's.
Season's greetings from the Social Security Board. As the festive season fills our hearts with warmth and joy, we extend our heartfelt thanks to you, our valued customers, for your continued trust and support throughout the year. 2025 has been a year of growth and innovation. As part of our ongoing journey to modernize and deliver smarter, more sustainable services, we introduced new My Social Security upgrades designed to make access easier, faster, and more convenient. Looking ahead to 2026, we remain committed to being a dynamic, progressive, and sustainable organization, embracing technology to enhance customer experience and operational efficiency. This Christmas, we celebrate the families, workers, and retirees who inspire all that we do. From all of us at the Social Security Board, may your holidays be filled with love, laughter, and hope for the year ahead.
Oh, I need this Christmas time. It's to keep your heart near mine. It's much the way I'm gonna reach you. Every message, every call. I don't need a gift to hold. Just a voice that feels like home when the day is flowing through. Smiles connecting me straight to you. Every hello I miss you, every Merry Christmas too. Through the season warm and bright, smart connects our hearts tonight. All we want this Christmas time is that feeling so divine. Sharing joy across the nation, smart connects our families. Keeping every heart in touch, 'cause the season means so much when the data's flowing through. Smart's connecting me straight to you.
May every hello, I miss you, and Merry Christmas find its way through.
Because no distance is too far when we're smartly connected.
Merry Christmas!
Smart, bringing people together.
Santa called to make sure I'm prepared. He said winter love is spreading everywhere. Summer came and took off with the spring. So now we start the Christmas caroling. I'll find my way back home and light up every tree. We will hang up stockings for you and one for me.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
Built in 1951, Wesley Methodist Church on Albert Street in Belize City stands as a living monument to resilience and faith. Step inside and you'll find more than pews and stained glass. Behind one of its stone walls lies a hidden time capsule, and beneath the pulpit rests the remains of the church's designer, a reminder of the history woven into every corner. Methodism first took root in Belize back in the early 1700s, and this is actually the third church built on this very spot. The first was lost to fire, the second to a hurricane. But through it all, one message has kept this community together. God is love. Tonight, News 5's Paul Lopez takes us inside Wesley Methodist Church for a closer look at the stories that make it a true Belizean landmark in this edition of Belize on Real.
We're taking you inside one of Belize City's most historic landmarks, Wesley Methodist Church on Albert Street. At first glance, it looks just like another old building. But trust me, it's full of secrets most people don't know. For starters, check out the cornerstone outside. Engraved on it is the name of a man who governed Belize back in the day, His Excellency Ronald Garvey. But that's just the beginning. Hidden behind those stone walls is a time capsule sealed more than 70 years ago. Inside are a glass bottle, currency from the era, and even a copy of a newspaper from that time. And here's something even more remarkable. Beneath the pulpit lie the remains of the church's designer, Reverend Dr. Claude Cadogan. Talk about history beneath your feet. Look up at the second level and you'll see pews that are older than the building itself. They date back to the late 1800s when a massive red brick church stood there. Back then it was celebrated as the biggest and most beautiful church in Belize until a hurricane wiped it out in 1931. Brenda Armstrong, a historian and lifelong member of Wesley, shares why this church is more than just bricks and mortar. It's a living piece of Belizean history.
That bigger building came in 1866, and it was really fantastic. It was. A sight to see.
Was that the red brick?
The red brick building. Everybody knew it as a landmark on Albert Street, which was at that time Main Street, or I think it was Front Street and Back Street, something like that. Front Street, of course, was Regent, because that's where the front was. And then Albert Street came. And but across the region, it was a real architectural achievement, a landmark.
The hurricane of 1931 leveled the church and left Belize with immense loss. 2,000 lives were lost to that natural disaster. It made landfall on the 10th of September.
They came out for the parade, not knowing or understanding geography too well. There was an unawareness that the eye of a storm is a calm. So everybody had been out. When the rain started first, they went into shelter. But after the eye passed, they came back out. Or I shouldn't say after the eye passed. When the eye passed, they came back out because they thought it was over.
For the next 20 years, worship moved to a temporary location. The existing structure was commissioned in the late 1940s and completed in 1951. Retired Reverend Charles David Goff is the son of a Methodist minister.
When they went to drive the piles, they found that there was a spring, underground spring, and water was gushing forth, and they tried as they may, they couldn't stop this water from flowing, and they wondered, well, what we're going to do with all this water anyhow, and it looked like it did all go to waste. And someone had the clever idea, let's use the water to make cement.
And even the huge cross that hangs high above the interior of the church holds historic value. It was designed and created by the late George Gabb with Methodist theology in mind.
Who built that cross in such a way that the actual figure of Jesus is not on the cross, but still represented through like a silhouette. And that is because in keeping with Methodist theology, we believe in what is called the empty cross.
Methodism truly began to take root in Belize after Reverend Thomas Wilson, the country's first Methodist missionary, arrived in 1825. His mandate was to advance his work among the enslaved, including those in Belize River Valley and along the southern coastline.
If you look at the photographs and the population of the congregation, it's a sea of black faces, sea of black. And it's almost eerie because the people who came eventually were gathered from the community around this spot. And just down the street which is our, I guess, center, is Igbo Town. And that's where our people came from.
And the message that drew the enslaved and brings members together even today is a simple one. God is love.
To acknowledge and accept and appreciate that God is love helps us to recognize that we too, who have experienced God's love, must share God's love. And that is what the mission of the church is all about.
Today, Wesley Methodist Church is more than a historic landmark. It's a testament to perseverance and unity, a reminder to generations that love and faith can withstand even the fiercest disasters. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
It was all smiles and holiday cheer today at the BDF Air Wing in Ladyville, where the Belize Defense Force held its annual Christmas luncheon. Prime Minister John Bersenio and Defense Minister Florencio Marin Jr. rolled up their sleeves and joined in serving meals to the men and women who protect our borders every day. This festive tradition isn't limited to good food. It's also about showing appreciation to those who put their lives on the line for Belize's sovereignty. News 5's Brittany Gordon was there and brings us the story.
It's Christmas time in Belize, and for the men and women of